Welcome to Write with Love. I'm your host, Sarah Williams, best-selling author, speaker, and creative entrepreneur. Each week, I chat to passionate and inspiring authors about their journey in creative writing. Some are traditionally published, some do it themselves. Everyone's journey is different, and everyone has something interesting to say. We all love love and love what we do. Today's show is brought to you by our amazing fans and supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the show and get some awesome bonus episodes, go to patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author to learn more. Now here's today's show. G'day. I'm Sarah Williams. Thanks for joining me for episode 63 of Write with Love. I'm recording this on Friday, March 1st, 2019. I'm about to put my next book up for pre-order. The Legacies of Brigadier Station is the third in the Brigadier Station series and my fifth Australian rural romance novel so far. I'm loving telling Lockie's story and I hope that my readers will enjoy it too. As this goes out Monday, the pre-order should either be up or very close. As well as finishing Legacies, I'm also planning the final in that series. I got hit by inspiration the other day and now Harriet's story is all planned out. So with any luck, the series of 4 will be done by the end of the year and will be available in a box set too. I'm also in talks with the narrator to do the audio. I love audiobooks and this is always in the plans for the series. The sale on Outback Hearts has now finished and it's no longer available to buy, but it was hugely successful and I'd like to thank Annie Seaton, Suzanne Bellamy, Suzanne Gilchrist, Anne B. Harrison, S.M. Spencer and Philippa Neffrey-Clark for their commitment to the project. They have all been on the show and in past episodes, so go check out our chats if you haven't already listened. So out with that one and in with the next. Outback Heroes released this week as the latest multi-author box set from Serenade Publishing. This time I've teamed up with fellow Aussies Suzanne Cass, Mel A. Rowe, Liliana Rose, Cheryl Wright and Philippa Neffrey-Clark, and this time the digital-only box set is wide. So if you prefer to buy on Apple Books, Google Play, Kobo, Amazon or one of the other awesome platforms, then you can log on now and buy Outback Heroes for only 99 cents. If you love Australian rural romance, then you will love these 6 full-length rural stories. My best-selling novel, The Outback Governess, is included. The Australian Romance Readers Association will be hosting a romantic rendezvous this March, where readers can meet their favourite romance authors and get books signed. Locations and dates are Brisbane the 23rd, Sydney the 24th, Melbourne the 30th, and Perth is the 31st. That is this month, people, so go and get your tickets. I will be at the Brisbane signing and would love to see you there. I'll have all of my books as well as lots of free stuff for you, and if you're a patron, you can claim your hug. The Arrow website is ireadromance.com. If you would like to join me at the trendy beachside town of Noosa on October 18th through 21st, 2019, I am hosting a writer's retreat. It's strictly limited to 6 people and we will be writing, talking craft and having fun. I will also show you how to make the most out of your advertising budget and boost your sales. All the details are on my website, sarahwilliamsauthor.com. If you are an author who would like to be a sponsor of the show or get a shout out, send an email to me, sarah@serenadepublishing.com, or become a patron at patreon.com/sarahwilliamsauthor for more information. Today's author in residence is the lovely Kandy Shepherd. Her name has appeared on a cover of over a dozen Mills and Boon novels, and she's an absolute sweetheart to talk to. So enjoy the show and I'll see you next week. G'day and welcome to Write with Love. Today on the show I'm chatting to Kandy Shepherd. Thanks for joining me today.
Sarah, thank you so much for inviting me. What an honour.
No, the honour is mine, absolutely. I've been a big fan for a long time. You've been on my list for ages, so I'm so excited we finally get to do this.
Thank you.
So I'd love if you could just introduce yourself and tell us about yourself and your writing journey so far.
Sure. Well, Kandy Shepherd is my real name, not a fake name. And I, like so many authors. I was an absolutely voracious reader and always wanted to write. And I actually had my first short stories published in Dolly. Do you remember Dolly?
Oh, wow.
When I was 21. But then I did a degree in journalism and I went into the world of magazines, and I absolutely love working in women's magazines. My equal love was romance novels and women's magazines. And I had a lovely career there, ending up as editorial director of one of the big companies. But that passion to write fiction always was there and was always doing it. Even through my marriage, I'm still very happily married, my beautiful daughter, my full-time job, still writing.
Yeah.
And it never went away. And then I kind of semi-retired and then I got back to it, and now I'm actually full-time writing.
Excellent. Oh, that's very cool. So let's take it back to when you started writing your very first draft for the book that was your first published. So how were you doing that? Was it a part-time writing? Were you full-time in a magazine?
Well, it was interesting. I was actually part-time on a magazine company because my daughter was only a year old.
Yeah.
And it was a book that was published by a very small, new Australian company called Power of Love. And I thought, Sarah, I was so clever. I thought I could cheat time, that my daughter would go to bed and then I'd write all night and go to bed at about 5 a.m, get ready to get up her, then go to work or not. And I managed to get that book written then. Wasn't I clever? I got glandular fever.
No.
Anyway, would you like me to hold it up?
Yep, hold it up.
There it is. It was a little green book, and Annie West and I were the first people published by them.
Oh, wow.
So that was my first. And then I had somewhat of a drought, still working in magazines and getting loads of non-fiction things published, and also magazine short stories. I was still doing them until I sold to Penguin in New York, Berkeley sensation. And I believe at the time I was the first Australian single title romance to be published in New York without an agent.
Oh, wow. So how did you do that? You just sent in your manuscript?
I did what we all did. Remember, there wasn't so much internet then. This is published in 2009. There was, but you still had to send in the paper copies. And I just sent to agents. I had one agent saying, well, I think this would be publishable in America, but I don't like it.
Oh, no.
And I'm sure we've all got similar tales to tell. But anyway, then my lovely editor picked it up, and she had 3 chapters and a synopsis, and I opened the email and it said, Kandy, I read Love is a four-legged word, and I thought, and thank you very much, but I'm passing on it. And I thought, and I would like to publish it. What? That's what she'd had 3 chapters, and then she had the synopsis. So it had the full manuscript. So it was no easy tricks. It was the same path that so many of us have gone on.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep. Show us. So, oh, that's cute. So that's a little pug on the cover. Oh, my son's going to adore that.
A very dog that inherited a lot of money. So that was also set in San Francisco with American characters. And I think really that was the way I got published. I don't think at that time Australian settings were seen as particularly marketable. I know that's changed now, but that first came out in 2009.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm just going to take a guess here and just go, oh, so it was all easy after that, wasn't it?
As my agent used to say, the sophomore book is the hardest. But out came the next one, which was called A Home is Where the Bark Is.
Oh, lovely. So
and these, both those books won ARA for Best Contemporary Romance, and hardly even on sale in Australia.
Wow.
They were sale in the US and internationally. But unfortunately, Sarah, they came at a time when the whole world was collapsing with the global financial crisis, and 3 more books were meant to come, but they didn't. Yeah. So I had to slide back into oblivion for a while there.
Oh no! And did the publishers say why particularly that it was you? Like were they just doing it to a whole bunch of people?
It was happened to a whole lot of bunch of people, and if you didn't sell very, very well, which is difficult for a debut author, particularly in a climate when a trade paperback's fairly expensive. So it's always the brutal, honest truth of publishing. If you didn't sell enough, well, goodbye contract for the others.
Yeah, that's great.
So I wallowed in despair for a bit.
Yeah, and then you managed to pull yourself back out. So how did you do all of that?
Well, then what I did was I kept on writing, and self-publishing was starting to hit its tracks then, And I actually self-published a book with the great encouragement of my friends, which was called The Castaway Bride. And it became very successful. I think it was number 32 on Amazon, all book categories, not just romance.
Yeah.
And it actually brought me to the attention of other publishers. So that I'd always wanted to be published by Mills and Boon. I think most of people, particularly of my era, that was really the only publisher of romance. And I'd sent off many missives to London and came very close a couple of times. But I think there was a slight change in management there, and I was picked up. I actually said, I don't think I can write for Mills and Boon. I don't think I've got the formula. And as they quite rightly say, there is no formula. And I sent in a partial, and they said, we love it.
No.
So we sent the rest, and it was published. And that was my first Harlequin, Mills and Boon, published from the London office, called The Summer They Never Forgot. And that came out in 2014.
Yeah.
I'm now working on my 16th for Mills and Boon.
Yeah, wow.
So they kept me busy. I started off doing 3 books a year and a novella. And I found that after a few years it was a bit much. So now I do 2, though I have actually just signed up for a special extra one. I'm not sure when that's happening.
Oh, fantastic. So what kind of size are we talking about? Are these like 50,000 words, or are they full like 80s?
They're 50,000.
That's a good size. I like that size.
People think they can just dash one off. So I don't think any of us have tried. But they're a really emotional read. I write for the Harlequin Romance, which is Forever Romance in Australia, and is True Love in Britain.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a very, it's the bedroom door closes, but it's still very deeply emotional. It's sensual. So really, some of my books, I'd say there's probably 3 paragraphs in the entire 50,000 words, most of my books, where it isn't the hero and the heroine together on the page. Yeah, wow. So it's very intense journey of falling in love. And, you have to, I am quite a rewrite as I go along. And it's an intense and beautiful journey with 2 people, but it takes quite a lot out of the author.
Yep. They do, don't they? So you've had some of your books translated. So which languages?
Well, this is the beautiful thing about Harlequin and Mills and Boon. The story doesn't just end with that month. They come out for a month. And I've been I'm looking here at the stats. Italian.
Excellent. Cool.
Japanese.
Wow.
There's Dutch.
Gosh.
Korean, Turkish, Russian, Italian, German. I'm having my first in Denmark next year.
Wow.
Actually later this year. And so there's multiple, it's a really big thing with Mills and Boon of having these wonderful multiple translations. So your book is on sale somewhere in some language every month, I would suggest.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun. And they also reprint, and you come out in anthologies. This is a lovely one that's been out in England just last month.
Oh, One
Winter's Tale, and I was in 2 of these ones.
Yeah.
So, which is always lovely.
Yeah, no, it is. It's great. Mills and Boon and Harlequin, they definitely know what works and know how to get their authors out there. So I think that's fantastic of them.
Do you know one of the best things I found with working with them? I mean, it was something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But the editors are just fantastic.
Okay.
They are the most fabulous editors to work with. I'm not saying that to suck up to anyone. They actually are.
Oh, that's good. We all need good editors. Oh, fantastic. So you've won some ARA awards, so the Australian Romance Readers Association, and you also won a Ruby Award, didn't you? Ruby being the Romance Writers of Australia.
I did indeed.
So there we go. They are quite hard to see, these rubies, because they're clear and see-through.
2018, the winner of the short romance category, which is highly contested.
Yeah.
Conveniently wed to the Greek.
I remember that. I actually I submitted to that. I didn't get anywhere, but yeah, you won the category I was in too.
So exciting. And the thing was, as I said in my acceptance speech, that was the hardest book I've written for. And I kept saying to my editor, this book is terrible. It was so dramatic and so heartfelt, the terrible things that had happened, particularly to the hero. To her, she was infertile, really personal issues. He'd lost someone, a woman he loved, in a kind of Link Cafe type shooting, and had gone to Greece from Australia to kind of, like it was Greek, and like Icarus, he'd flown too close to the sun by being Mr. Big nightclub operator and everything, and he'd crashed down and had to recover. And so it was very hard because it was really emotional. She kept saying, it's fantastic, it's great, keep going. She must have been saying, oh God, it's Kandy Shepherd again. But in actual fact, that book went through without any revisions, and it was very well reviewed, and it won the Ruby. So I was happy with that. I was really happy, the night of the big award, with the Romance Writers of Australia, it's all set up at the stage and the things, and there were four finalists, and I just couldn't believe it when I actually won. It was really the most exciting moments of my life.
Oh, that's really cool. Are you submitting any for the 2019 Rubies?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, excellent. We'll have to stay tuned on that one. Will you be going to that conference either way?
I hope so, yes, I hope so. Yeah,
excellent. I'll be there.
I love to the conference. It's great to be with the tribe. Are you?
Yes. I'll be there for that one. Yep, and I'm doing Romance Writers of America as well. So it's and another conference. So I've got 3 conferences in 3 weeks.
Great. I did a few last year, and I went to. I've been to several of the Romance Writers of America, quite a few of them actually.
Yeah,
and it's such a buzz.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So it's very cool. So yeah. So getting back to Australian Romance Writers Association, ARA. Get back to that one. Too many of these ones to remember. You are going to be at their signing in Sydney on the 24th of March.
I am.
Yeah.
I will be doing a signing with, quite a lot of other authors, and I absolutely love ARA. I think it's the most wonderful organisation. It's fabulous for authors to have such close contact with actual readers.
Yeah.
And I love them. I think it's a marvellous association. And I have to say, we're the envy of a lot of people. Like some of the American writers, they're just so envious. They've been out here, and they're very envious of our wonderful Readers Association.
Yeah, no, it'll be fantastic. And so I'll be in Brisbane the day before on the 23rd of March. You'll be in Sydney. They've also got Melbourne and Perth events. And our big overseas writers, I hope I get this right. So Sherilyn Kenyon was supposed to be coming, but she's had to cancel. So now we have Celeste. I want to say her last name's Barber. I'm not 100% sure I'm getting that right though. And then we've also got Kerry Arthur, who has been on the show. So if you haven't watched that one, you need to go back and watch it.
She's a friend of mine, and she is just amazing. She's one of the unsung heroines, Yes. I mean, people in Australia wouldn't have known we had this amazing New York Times best-selling author among us for so long, never getting any publicity in the mainstream press.
Yeah.
And not only is she an amazing author, she's a fantastic person, as you know, and she gives a very good speech.
She does.
So I think people are going to look forward to that, are going to really look forward to that.
She does. I remember a couple of years ago, it might have been the first RWA conference I went to in Adelaide, and somebody, I can't remember who the keynote speaker was supposed to be, and she couldn't get there, and it was very last minute. And so Kerry Arthur got up, probably with an hour to prepare or something. But it was an incredible talk. It was really, really good. It's a highlight.
I was there. She was so inspiring. She was just wonderful.
Yeah, that's it. So.
She's a real shopper hop too. I've had the pleasure of shopping some conference, spending some shopping time with Kerry. She's a highly organised shopper.
Excellent. Good to know. So we'll get back to your book. So what's your next book coming out?
Well, this is an exclusive to you. I haven't mentioned before, but my next book out with Harlequin Boone is coming out in September, and it's called Falling for the Secret Princess.
Mm.
And I love royal books.
Yeah.
And I just love this story. I had such fun writing it. And it's actually a character, which is something I love to do. It was a book that was out in 2017, Crown Princess Chosen Bride. And that was, he was incognito in Sydney and met someone, and of course they couldn't marry because he was from a small European principality. So that was its story on its own. But when the heroine actually went to his town of Montovia, his sister was remarkably helpful to him, and I just loved that sister. So, Natalia. So I was waiting. I'm a bit of a matchmaker at heart. I had to get the man right for her. And so this is Natalia's story. It also starts off in Sydney with her being incognito and actually in heavy disguise. So I love that story, and I'm very happy with it, and I hope everyone will enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it.
Excellent. So September it comes out? Fantastic. It's so exciting. I do love a good secret princess.
That's what they always say, write what you enjoy reading, and I sure do.
And you know what? We never get sick of it. There's so many, princess and prince movies and books out there, but oh my God, who doesn't love one? They're awesome.
It's pure fantasy. It goes right back to Cinderella, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So that's your next release. So I'm presumed you finished writing it by now. So what are you on now? What are you writing? Can you tell us any more, Goss?
February release this. It's again these kind of characters get in your head and say, excuse me, I'd like a story too, please.
Yeah.
And it's called Second Chance with a Single Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first single dad story and the first friends to lovers story that I wrote. Anyway, Will, the character of that, has quite a complex background, and he has a lovely brother called Ned. Okay, Ned.
Yep.
Now, why did I call this secondary character Ned? Because we think so much about the names of our characters, don't we?
I do.
Anyway, I put this online to a few people, and they said, how dare you say Ned's not a nice name? That's my husband's name. And I spoke to my editor. I met her in London last year and had a lovely lunch with her. And I said, well, what do you think of the name Ned? She said, I think Ned's great. I said, he's a farmer. He's a very wealthy grazier. He's a bit shy. And she said, he sounds like a wonderful Ned hero. So this next book I'm working on, very early stages yet, is Ned's story.
Oh, that's
and I'm loving it already.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, I'm so excited for your September one. I'm so excited for this one. Do you think this one will be a 2020 book?
I should imagine it'll probably be an early 2020 story, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So just on that, how many books are coming out each year?
At the moment, two.
Two a year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'd love to do some more self-published ones too, but I'm quite an intense writer, I can't write as fast as others. I mean, I do write because I'm a terrible procrastinator, so by the end I'm writing very quickly indeed.
I bet. You've got a lot of deadlines.
I should be writing more than two, and I may be writing three next year because I've signed up for an extra one.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Excellent. So where can we find you online and keep up with everything that you're doing?
Kandy at kandyshepherd.com is my website.
And it's Kandy with a K?
Yes, it's Kandy with a K.
There you go.
I was born in Sri Lanka and named after the town there. My mother went up till she was pregnant and thought, good name for a girl. So. And I'm also very active on Facebook, both author page and profile, and Twitter. Twitter's not so much, and I absolutely love Instagram.
Yep, I love Instagram too. It's fantastic. And are you also on BookBub?
I'm so lazy. I haven't signed up for that, and I know I should.
You really should. That'll be the next thing.
Sarah, deadly. I don't have an author newsletter, and I know I need to do that too.
Gosh. There we go. Well, as long as you've got a Facebook page, we'll forgive you anything, Kandy.
I love Facebook. I really love it. I mean, I don't just do it to promote my books. I do it because it's like having all these thousands of wonderful pen pals around the world. And of course, I've met quite a lot of them who I only knew on Facebook at conferences.
Yeah, fantastic. So again, Ara, Sydney, 24th of March, which is a Sunday. Kandy will be there. So go talk to her, get some books signed. And of course, if you're in Brisbane, you can come and see me. But, I'm no Kandy Shepherd. So.
Oh, please do. I love meeting readers. It's probably one of the great delights of being an author.
It is.
And I wish I could come up and meet you and get one of your books too.
Oh, well, I will see you in, where are we? Melbourne for conference.
Yes.
RWA. It'll be cool. No worries. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me today, Kandy. That was really great.
Thank you, Sarah. An utter pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Jump onto my website, sarahwilliamsauthor.com, and join my mailing list to receive a free preview of my books and lots of other inspiration. If you like the show and want it to continue, you can become a sponsor for just a couple of dollars a month. Go to patreon.com/sarahwilliamsauthor. And remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a review of the podcast. I'll be back next week with another loved up episode. Bye!